Welcome back to Charlotte, North Carolina, where now we're turning our attention to the European teams that have come over to North America to compete in the North American Karting Championship, an event for Formula A and Formula Super A racers to finish off the season once the European and World Championships have all been finished. Tony Kart flew in some 30 karts in a big effort, as well the other big manufacturers like CRG, Swiss Hutless, Top Kart and Birrell, very involved in bringing karts out here and competing. Charlotte Helberg, one of the top Formula Super A racers, Ricardo van der Ende. And some British racers also involved in the Formula A categories, if not in Formula Super A. Jenson Button competing at this event, and Anthony Davidson as well. A track that these competitors will be using is on the infield of the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and they're quite a different track to the ones we've seen so far in this program. Not an oval for the European races, but a much more normal kart circuit that for this year was slightly modified and resurfaced as well. Quite a quick track, a demanding one, and as ever, a series of qualifying heats, and then the pre-final and final for the competition. Alessandro Minetti here, one of the favourites for success. Alessandro Minetti, who now in fact is managed by Kart Supremo Terry Fullerton, and is now already taking up a bit more single-seater racing, competing in the British Winter Formula Vauxhall Championship with Martin Donnelly Racing. As ever in the United States, the trophies are fairly huge. And the drivers getting ready for the beginning of the competition. President of the CIK, Ernest Buser, on hand to oversee the operation of the event and to greet the drivers from all over the world. Quite a few American drivers included as well. Quite a few Americans in the Formula A category and in the Junior Intercontinental category, which was also competing here at Charlotte. But Ernest Buser happy to be back in America once again for this end of season competition.
This weekend we will have the North American Championship in this beautiful site, which is Charlotte Motor Speedway. This is the third time we are coming here. I'm very proud to be here together with my friends from this country. It will be a great race. They have done a very, very good job to promote this race. A lot of people are here, people from 16 countries all over the world. The biggest success ever had in this series.
And what's the future of karting in the USA?
Well, I think it has a tremendous future. We're very happy to have all the visitors here from overseas and to join with our WKA people who have developed karting in this country and to a very high level. We're very proud of the whole program. We're proud of what Mr. Buser and the CIK and the FIA have done for this sport, and it certainly is a great addition to motorsport in the United States.
So we're going to be taking a look at the Formula A pre-final and final, and then the Formula Super A pre-final and final. So the pre-final basically to establish the positions on the grid for the final, but a very important race nonetheless. And lining up on pole position for this one is the Australian Ben Horstman, number 124, who's had a fairly strong season in the European and World Championships. Further down the grid, you've just caught a quick glimpse of Anthony Davidson there, number 176. And Anthony Davidson not having a particularly good run through the heats. He's qualified down in 23rd position for this pre-final. Watch out for Jenson Button as well, the other British driver involved in this. And Jenson Button, who had a very unfortunate season in the European and World Championships this year, hoping to make up for it. So the start of the pre-final then for the Formula A's. We've got karts off already. Several karts taking to the grass on this fairly demanding track. And it's Benjamin Horstman who's leading the Australian. Just down in the pack, just caught a quick glimpse of Anthony Davidson. Quite a long way down at the moment. And Jenson Button is number 119, so keep an eye just flashing through the picture with the red overalls there. A little further up the field at the moment, but neither of them quite as far up as we may have expected, with both of them running so strongly through the European season. Benjamin Horstman leads, good battle going on at the moment for second position. Andre Nicastro involved in that, and Thomas Pichler, number 172, is also up there. Benjamin Horstman, 172, Thomas Pichler in second position, and he's being chased by Andre Nicastro and Stefano Borghese. The champion from Formula A not competing in this North American race to finish the season. Champion was, of course, Giorgio Pantano, the Italian. Somebody has a little bit of a mishap up at the top end of the circuit. But unfortunately, Pantano not competing in this race. The winner of the European Championship by just 1 point in the end from Anthony Davidson. But not over here to compete this time around. Good battle going on for second place at the moment with Andre Nicastro, the Brazilian who impressed so many people in the World Championships. Very rapid. He was a bit of a surprise when he turned up and was fastest in the qualifying. And Nicastro again competitive here in the American race, so he really is going to be someone to watch in next year's karting championships. Benjamin Horstman here, a little bit more experienced of this top-level competition. Another one who hasn't had such a successful run through into this race. In fact, the winner of the World Championships in Formula A, Jean-Christophe Ravier, had a difficult time and hasn't really managed to make it through. So, battle up front going on between Thomas Pichler and Andre Nicastro. In fact, Stefano Borghese, that is, in second place, and Benjamin Horstman has now dropped out of the lead of the race, making a mistake, and has dropped down the order. So number 121 it is Andre Nicastro from number 117, Stefano Borghese. And Nicastro, this surprising Brazilian, once again very, very strong here. Great battle going on between these two. Borghese gets back ahead of Nicastro. Borghese, one of the many Italian contingent on the PCR. He's got PCR power as well, and Vega tyres. Up against the Brazilian Nicastro on Perilla kart, and Dunlop tyres for Nicastro. Dunlops haven't been totally successful this year. It's mainly been a battle between Vega and Bridgestone, but he comes through into the lead once again. Or has he gone too wide? No, Nicastro has the inside line for the right-hander, and he is back ahead once more. Right with them, though, now is 126 Sandro Mara. And Sandro Mara, another of the rapid Italians. Finished third in the European Championship this year. Sandro Mara had one win, but didn't quite have the same run of success as Giorgio Pantano and Anthony Davidson. Nonetheless, very, very quick indeed, and finished quite a way ahead of Matteo Boscolo in the championship. Benjamin Horstman, who we saw earlier on, finished down in 8th place in the European Championship. But this battle really is going on up front. Borghese, number 117, doing a great job at the moment. He finished right down in 20th place in the European Championship this year, but he's very much on the pace here. Nicastro trying to come back at him again, and he goes through once more. The Brazilians ahead once again. Borghese back to second, Sandro Mara in third. Top 5 karts all closing right up to one another now. And Jenson Button is in the back of that group now, number 119, the British driver, who, as I mentioned earlier, had a difficult season, had a good result in the World Cup meeting in Japan, but here in the pre-final, finishing in 5th position in the end. Nicastro winning that pre-final, Sandro Mara finishing 2nd, Stefano Borghese 3rd, Nicolas Chiesa 4th, Jenson Button 5th, and Anthony Davidson working his way up to 13th position. And so on to the final itself then for the Formula A's. Andre Nicastro now on pole position for this. 20-lap race, in fact 30-lap race for the final, 20 laps for the pre-final, 30 laps for the final itself. And away they go then, start of the race, and it's a very good start indeed for Sandro Mara. Number 126, oh, we've got several karts running a little bit wide there. Not too much damage done. Jenson Button up there, number 119. Now I wonder what he can manage in this final. Wonder if he can work his way up the order a little bit. Finished 5th in the European Championship in the end. But Sandro Mara with the initial advantage at the moment. Andre Nicastro still going well. Number 121, there he is. Being chased by number 130, Nicolas Chiesa on the Tony kart. Nicastro it is from Chiesa. These two, in fact, first and second now, with Sandro Mara having dropped back down into third place. Chiesa finished runner-up to Jean-Christophe Ravier in the World Championship this year. Oh, just going through there, there's Sandro Mara once again. Mara not having a particularly good World Championship. Going out of the final. So he really would like to put that disappointment behind him. Mara running on the Parilla kart. Up into second place, but going for the lead now. In fact, that's Chiesa going for the lead. Nicolas Chiesa in front now, number 130. The Danish driver. And Denmark really are producing some fantastic drivers these days. The success of the likes of Jan Magnussen and Jason Watt has brought on a surge of Danish competitors. And there goes back into the lead, goes Sandro Mara, in fact, number 126. So it's now Mara ahead of Chiesa. But Danish drivers really going well. We've got Christian Colby as well, of course, in the British Formula Ford champion this year, and looking to move up into Formula Renault Sport for 1997. Jan Magnussen now Grand Prix driver. He'll be racing for Jackie Stewart's new Formula One team. So Denmark's on the up in terms of motorsport at the moment. Nicolas Chiesa there in second place at the moment, 130. He's perhaps the next generation of Danish racing drivers. Good battle going on between these two. Chiesa up on two wheels. But Sandro Mara managing to hold him off so far into the final stages, and the checker flag waves. Sandro Mara is the winner from Nicolas Chiesa in second place. And a great result for Jenson Button, finishing off his season in third position here in the North American Championships in Formula A. And that will be a real boost to Jenson Button after that difficult season. The man from Frome in Somerset, former British champion several times, third place here in North Carolina. But Sandro Mara, the Formula A North American champion, will be back with the Formula Super A contingent in a moment.